Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts. And I'm excited to kick off Season 2 of our podcast series in partnership with Rappahannock Electric Cooperative. It's called We Are REC. Every week we'll release a new episode talking to different people from REC about a host of different topics. We'll get tips for saving money on your electric bill. We'll talk about renewable energy and the impact it can have in our communities. We'll get some behind-the-scenes info about what happens when the power goes out in a storm. Don't miss out on information about community grants, scholarships, REC-hosted events, and more. Get every single episode on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or on Spotify. Just do a quick search for We Are REC. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday, Winchester, Frederick County edition. Justin Kearns is on the Zoom screen with me today. You, of course, are listening to it on a Tuesday. We're pre-recording on a Monday morning. Justin, how are you doing?
I am very good. I'm trying to keep cool. I'm not a hot weather guy. I like the shoulder seasons, but I'm hanging in there, trying to do the best we can to support our industry right now. It's a rocky road we're going over, but I
am a lot less tolerant of the heat than I was when I was younger. So I'm not doing well with this heat at all.
Yeah, my kids don't seem to mind at all, but I'm just like, ew. I turn around and go back inside. Not feeling it, man. It's the humidity, but what are you going to do?
Well, summertime and I understand, they have that saying that says it never rains on the golf course. I have heard that it's never too hot for an outdoor exhibit at the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley. Are we going to find out the truth to that today?
I think we are. We actually have a special guest. We brought our Museum of the Shenandoah Valley guru and point of contact for all things wonderful and information, Julie Armoll, with us today.
Good morning, you guys. And only for the love of Tourism Tuesday and tourism in the Valley do I get on Zoom for you guys. Zoom is a necessary evil these days, but I'm a people person. So I miss my reality.
Yeah. And on a work from home day. So we got like a double whammy good dose of Julie Armoll today.
I do have flip-flops and jeans on, I will tell you that.
Oh, man. My hot suit. Okay.
I know.
Yeah, Justin is probably the only one of the three of us that is actually in work attire in an actual office.
Right. But anyways, yeah. So I was thinking, okay, what do we talk about this month? And I know, some museums have been very kind of quiet, and they've been trying to very quietly roll a couple little things or one little thing here, one little thing there, and kind of keep quiet. And then I just keep seeing stuff from the MSV, like we're doing this and we're doing this and we're trying this. And we got cooking shows and we got bugs and we got breast cancer exhibits and we've got, virtual concerts. And I'm like, okay, I need to bring on the MSV and let them talk about all the cool things that they're doing, because they have not slowed down. It doesn't seem at all. No one has thrown in any towels. We're forging ahead and being creative and fun. And so I thought Julie would be a great opportunity to come in and talk about all the cool things that you guys are doing over there, you and your whole team.
Yeah, so it definitely takes a village. Well, thank you for having me on. And like many museums, we temporarily closed in March and reopened the gardens in June. And then June 23rd, when Big Bugs, the outdoor exhibition, opened to the public, we opened the galleries as well. And we're following state guidelines. So masks are not required. It's up to the person. Outside, we ask people to physically distance, but inside all the museum buildings, and if you participate in any of our indoor programs and our outdoor programs, we do ask folks to wear a mask. So we've done everything we can to make it a safe environment. But when we were temporarily closed, we did pick up some virtual programming, and we found that the response was so great. We've kept that going along with opening our galleries and gardens. So we've got a great mix of stuff, and I encourage folks to check out the website, but certainly come by and visit and see David Rogers' Big Bugs. We're, as Justin mentioned, the tourism industry has been going through a rocky road, and museums are part of that as well. And we're fortunate that we have 7 acres of formal gardens and had an outdoor exhibit planned for 2020. So it's it's a great opportunity to spend some time outside and explore 7 of 8 acres of gardens looking for gargantuan bugs. Yeah, like from a 18-foot long praying mantis to a 10-foot tall daddy long legs. There's a dragonfly hovering in the water garden. It's a great family event, something for kids, but also just a fun thing to do outside.
Julie, have you guys modified your hours at all because of COVID-19, or are you back to what your regular hours would have been, say, this time last year?
We actually expanded our schedule. So we're open Sunday through Tuesday, closed on Mondays. We're open from 10 to 5, Tuesday through Sunday, and through Labor Day, we're open 10 to 8 on Wednesdays. And we established, when we reopened, a museum members hour from 9 to 10 to, again, try to spread the visitors out throughout the day. So if you're a museum member, and we invite anyone to join, you can have exclusive access to the site an hour before we open to the public. So from 9 to 10 in the morning, visit the site before we're open to the public. So we're actually open an hour longer than we used to be.
Wow.
And those member hours will run through the end of 2020.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I love the idea of the evening hours, because it's just such a beautiful property in the evening as the sun kind of sets and it cools off. A nice summer, cool summer evenings. And I think that's a fantastic idea.
Exactly. And folks are welcome. We actually spread our picnic tables out so they're 6 feet apart. So you can't help but distance when you sit at a picnic table, but we do invite folks to bring picnics and enjoy them in the gardens as well as in the picnic area. We did make some modifications to the galleries. A lot of the hands-on touch interactives have been removed on a temporary basis. And, we are routing visitors in a certain way and out a certain way, but we've done our best to make the environment, as comfortable and as safe as possible for folks.
So how long is Big Bugs going to be on display in the gardens?
Through November 15th.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, and it's actually, if you like environmental learning, if you like woodworking, and if you just want to do something fun with your kids, I highly recommend it. Each insect, which is created on a gargantuan scale, is displayed with an interpretive panel that talks about that insect's role in the garden and how important it is to our lives. So it's a lot of looking and learning as well. Kids can, and folks, if they want to do contactless visitation, can download a family guide online on our website in the Big Bugs section, and use that as they explore as well. And it'll give them a good sense of what the exhibition is like. And there's also a Spanish language guide on there as well.
Nice.
And that's cool, because I know a lot of the schools are still working out. Some have announced, some haven't, what their school opening is going to look like. But I'm thinking most of them are going to go to a hybrid model of some sort. So having the gardens available as an outdoor thing that parents can take their kids to and sneak in that learning on the backside is a fantastic opportunity for them.
Exactly. And we, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. We have a new experience also in the gardens this year, thanks to COVID. No matter how we worked the visitor flow, there was no way we could have folks safely physically distance in the Glen Burnie house on property. So we did close that, for this season. And we had a beautiful exhibition of photographs of the Appalachian Trail by a Frederick County native, Sarah Jones Decker, scheduled to be on view in the drawing room. And, the amazing exhibitions team led by Corey Garman figured out a way to still present that exhibit, even though the house is closed. So they worked with the photographer, and we have beautiful photographs on metal that have been mounted in the South Field. So as you exit the gardens, it's our first outdoor photography exhibit, and it's a tip of the hat. Sarah she just published a book in April about shelters on the Appalachian Trail. She's hiked the trail herself, and they're stunning, stunning photographs. And we thought this would be the perfect year to display those, because the trails at the MSV are going to open this fall. So, so there's also an outdoor photography exhibit. So see the gardens, literally smell the roses, look for giant bugs, and check out some amazing photographs of the Appalachian Trail. You can do it all outside.
Are you still doing the concerts outside, or have you kind of had to tweak those a little bit too?
Yeah, unfortunately, this is the first time we're not doing gardens at night outside. But again, I work with an unbelievable team of people. So with our social media team and our community engagement team, we're presenting Gardens at Night virtually. So you can tune in on the second Friday of every month to Facebook Live, and at 7 p.m. Enjoy Gardens at Night. So we've got 2 more left, August and September. So it's definitely, we're looking forward to when we can all be together and party. But we just didn't, in good conscience, we couldn't have gatherings for 1,000 people in the gardens this summer. But we can't wait to do that next summer.
I'm glad you brought that up. I love the partnerships that happen in this community. I don't know if did you work with Winchester Brew Works, or did they just come up with the idea themselves? They had it at the Winchester Brew Works, and then they had food from Sexy Mexi, maybe. I can't remember who. So we had a partnership of a number of different community businesses, that got together to enjoy that for the public.
Yeah, exactly. We contacted our favorite Gardens at Night food vendors.
Oh, nice.
And I want to say the first Gardens at Night happened right around when restaurants could start offering outdoor seating. So whether it's, Viramar Vineyards with Three Fires Oven, Winchester Cider Works with Schaefer's Barbecue, Sexy Mexi at Winchester Brew Works. Some of our favorite and most popular Gardens at Night vendors are offering, carry-out service for Gardens at Night, and specials. So definitely check out the website and, and support, local restaurants and businesses, and, enjoy the flavor of Gardens at Night from, where we have folks sending us pictures, some in Clearbrook, broadcasting it on a sheet in their backyard. Some folks and some of the restaurants have actually broadcast the concerts as well. And we've had in June, when Robbie Lyman played, we had people tuning in literally from like Las Vegas, North Carolina. It was a lot of fun. People are requesting
That's
songs
crazy.
virtually, and so it still is a real fun community of people that are enjoying the music.
Who's scheduled for August for the concert?
We have Brian Shepard, the Brian Shepard Band. So actually Brian is our singing gardener. I don't know if you've, but he is he reminds me a little bit. He's got an unbelievable voice, a little bit classic like Randy Travis, but with his own twist. He's an incredible singer. He's recorded several CDs. He's opened at Clark County Fair and other places, and he's just got a phenomenal band. They're going to play, country classics and some of their original music. And then we've got the Burning Dirty Band in September playing a twist, some their own original rock, but also some classic rock as well, some songs that you folks might recognize. So there's a good variety of music, just like we present outside, we're doing it online. And so again, Facebook Live, 7 p.m. And I've got so Brian is playing August 14th. So that's the next one, Friday, August 14th.
Awesome. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll move from all the outside stuff to the inside stuff when we come back. How about that?
Fantastic.
We are going to take a quick break and come back to more of Tourism Tuesday, Winchester Frederick County edition. We are on the Zoom screen today with Justin Kearns from the Winchester Frederick County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Julie Armo is also joining us. She is the Deputy Director of Community Relations at the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley. We're going to talk more with both of them in just a couple of minutes.
Do you know anyone who is struggling with financial hardships because of coronavirus? Our new webinar called Coping with the Money Crunch can help. We'll talk about immediate options to consider, revising or creating a spending plan, and lots of community resources. Then we'll cover how to narrow your priorities, contact creditors, and avoid scams and risky loans. The webinar is free, and you can either join by phone or through Zoom on a smartphone, tablet, or computer. You can find out more by visiting the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program on Facebook or calling Karen Poff at 540-635-4549. Let me show you how to make your own plan or help someone you care about get through the crisis. Call 635-4549 or visit at NSV Financial Education on Facebook today.
Welcome back to the Valley today. I am your host, Janet Michael. It is Tourism Tuesday as you are listening to the show today. However, we have pre-recorded our conversation over a Zoom screen on a Monday morning. Justin Kearns is staring at me on the Zoom screen, along with the smiling face of Julie Armel. She is the Deputy Director of Community Relations at the Museum of the Shenandoah Valley. Julie, when we went to break, I said we were going to move from outside to inside, but then during the break, we were talking about a couple of things that are still outside. So I want to make sure we cover. You mentioned that some of your programming has gone virtual, but you're still doing some of them outdoors. What kinds of programs do you have going on?
Absolutely. Well, as a matter of fact, this Friday evening, there's a wonderful Learn How to Build a Centerpiece Tabletop Topiary led by horticulturist Chantal Lutter. And it's going to be outside. We have as of this morning, we had about 5 spots left in the class. And you'll be making your own topiary using zinnias and other flowers from the museum gardens. So that's this Friday. And next Wednesday, August the 5th, Perry Matthews, Director of Gardens, is going to lead a guided garden tour, talking about late summer blooms. And we've got a youth workshop next Thursday. Kids will tour big bugs with our Youth and Family Programs Coordinator and then create their own big bug sculpture to take home. It will not be as big as the bugs in the gardens. You will be able to fit it in a vehicle, but kids will learn how to do that. And we also do yoga in the gardens twice a month. So on Wednesday, it's Wednesday evenings and Saturday mornings. And so their next session is August 19th and then August 22nd. And we have our garden explorers for kids. So all the programs that we can do outside, we certainly do. And again, just reminder to folks to bring a mask to wear during check-in and during certain portions of the program where the instructor might get within that 6 feet. But there are a lot of great opportunities for folks. We have a plein air drawing workshop this week that's sold out. So folks do want to, they want to do things and they want to get outside. We're thrilled that we're able to offer those opportunities in the gardens.
You mentioned in the first segment that the trails were going to be opening in mid-November. Tell me about what's the current status of the trails and what day are you hoping that they open?
Well, despite, temporary closures, one thing that was consistent and constant is trails construction. So we've been going through that since, late winter, early spring. And we have, breaking news, but we plan to open the trails the Wednesday of Thanksgiving weekend. So that's November 25th. So plan on walking off your turkey on a few miles of trails. And for those your listeners that might not know, we're opening an additional 90 acres of the museum property as a free admission art park. And I'm so excited. We've got a wonderful sculpture that just was shipped to us that arrived. We're going to do some loans with the VMFA, and there's a lot of exciting things. So stay tuned in the months ahead and follow us on social media for some behind the scenes photos. I will say it is a construction zone, so we don't want people out there walking, but plan for this November. Yeah.
I think that's going to be fantastic.
And you heard it here first.
Yes, you did. On the Monday of Tourism Tuesday.
I know, right?
Yes.
Well, and it's interesting because you were talking in the first segment about how you've taken some of your programming virtual. And I'm hearing from a lot of the different places and businesses that I'm talking to that they had to tweak how they normally do business. And they also have taken some things virtual. And they're planning to keep some of those pieces, even when things get back to whatever normal looks like, whenever normal gets here. Are you planning maybe to keep some of these virtual programming options available, even when you're able to do them inside and in person?
Absolutely, because I think it's really opened up a wider audience. Folks might be able to participate who live a little further afield. And with the virtual programs we've got coming up this month, we have Art at Happy Hour, where our Director of Education will pair a certain cocktail with a painting in the collection. So this month it happens to be a Still Life by Severin Rosen that features a glass of wine, and she will be talking about the wine industry in America, viniculture. And then Woody Bousquet, an environmental studies professor from Shenandoah University, is going to talk about aquatic insects and water quality in late August. And then Sally Meyer, our Director of Adult Education, again with the the bug theme, is teaching folks how to make your own citronella candle. And she'll talk about the history of herbs in the herb garden at the museum. And so that one you want to register a little early for because you'll need a little supply list, but make your own candles virtually with Sally. Yeah.
I love that. We bought some rosemary over the weekend because we heard it keeps mosquitoes away. It smells good. So
It
even if
smells
it
good
doesn't
either
work
way.
for that, it smells
Yeah.
really good.
Whatever
Just rub it on.
works, Yeah.
And you have a new exhibit inside the museum that's open right now to the public, right?
Yes, in late June, the Bodice Project opened in the Shenandoah Valley Gallery, and it's an exhibition of 23 torso sculptures that really celebrate the beauty and strength of both women and men who have, waged a fight with breast cancer. And the sculptures, some are plaster wrapped casts of actual survivors who have, whether they've had, reconstruction, mastectomy, different surgeries, and they're decorated and painted by artists from all over the Mid-Atlantic, many of whom have a very special connection either with the model or they've been touched by breast cancer in their life. So each sculpture is presented with an artist statement that talks about the piece, and then also it's even more powerful on the walls of the exhibition are anonymous quotes from survivors. So you have, again, some plaster cast torso sculptures. There's a sculpture made out of yarn, one carved out of wood, one made out of upcycled metal pieces. So it's really a powerful, but also very uplifting and inspirational exhibition. I would encourage folks to come see it. It's at the museum through November 1st.
So you guys have a lot going on between now and say the middle to late November, between the trails opening. Big Bugs is there until the 15th. You've got the virtual concerts that are happening for the next couple of months, and this particular exhibit. You weren't slowed down at all by this COVID-19 pandemic.
Oh, yes. Well, and we actually have one more exhibit opening the end of the month, August 29th, an Adventure in the Arts, selections from the Guildhall Museum in East Hampton, New York. So it's really a selection of works by some of this country's most famous artists who went to this special section of Long Island and worked. So we'll have, a Warhol, Moran. So you'll see all sorts of wonderful pieces of art, fine art in this exhibition. So that opens the 29th. So we're just hoping everybody wears their mask, stays healthy, and we'll get to keep on trucking. And the maker space is open, and a new bamboo grove in the gardens that we built over the winter. And yeah, Justin's filmed in that and seen that. So there is a lot going on, and it's our 15th anniversary too.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can actually save 15% on your membership. Celebrate the anniversary. Just
nice.
enter the
and those are great gifts too. Yeah.
Yes, enter the code ART15 at checkout. You heard it here. You heard it here on Tourism Tuesday. ART15
on a Monday.
Yeah.
And I should mention that the gift shop is still open and stocked and all sorts of wonderful things, because I was just in there. Your gift shop is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
It's small,
Well,
but
thank
there's so many cool little things in there. So many local artisans. It's really interesting. It's different every time I go too, which is what I love.
I think it's close to 40 different artisans, Shenandoah Valley artisans, that we're really pleased to represent their work. And speaking of shopping, when we were closed, we figured out a way to do our heritage plant sale online, and that was a great success. And stay tuned, details will be released in the next week or so, but our garden crew is also going to do a bulb sale online. So when we order our bulbs for the gardens, and we only order about 8,000 or 9,000, but when we order our bulbs, we're happy to order for folks who might want the same plantings in their gardens. So we'll be, I think it's the second half of August, we'll be taking orders, and they'll be delivered or ready for pickup in October. So we'll post details online as soon as that's all ironed out. But something new that was inspired by our virtual heritage plant sale.
Nice.
So give me the online details. So if somebody's listening today and they want to know about the schedule or what's open for when, for how long, or what the rules and the guidelines are, where's the best place for them to go?
To our website, which is www.themsv.org. That's THEMSV.org.
And then follow you obviously on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all of the social media networks. Exactly. Yes. And Justin, before we wrap up, I know you've got something coming up, a destination ambassador program.
Yeah. So we've got it's kind of the evolution of our tourism ambassador program. It's kind of morphed into our destination ambassador program, which we have done a special one. We've lined up a special one. It's going to be this week. It's actually going to be Wednesday of this week. It's really aimed at frontline workers that are just anyone who's in any sort of frontline industry right now. So restaurants or hotels or museums, attractions, gas stations, wherever it is, we've found that people are experiencing a tremendous amount of stress, just unheard of stress right now. They don't have the choice to work from home. They can't telecommute. They have to make the decision to go into work, and they have the same at-risk family and all of those concerns, and they're worried about childcare and schools, and they're on the front line enforcing regulations that is passed down from the state or federal level, and they're taking the brunt of people. So, and it's they're just trying to go to work, and they're facing a tremendous amount of stress. So we've aimed this at them. We have a couple of guest speakers, some higher ups in the industry, both lodging and restaurants, and then we also have a psychologist from Shenandoah University who's going to be on as well, and be able to kind of work through some of those stresses. And it's a free program. It's only 2 hours long on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to noon, and you can find out more information. You can just Google Destination Ambassador Winchester and it'll pop up. We have an Eventbrite page for it, or you can go on our Facebook page or our website. We have information as much out there as we could get for it, but it's free. So if you know someone in the industry that's frontline worker and feeling some stress, maybe this will help. So have them look it up.
Are you going to record it so if somebody can't make it during that time, they can watch it again later?
Yeah, we're going to record it, yes. But the only thing is with the recording, you don't get the live interaction. So we're going to have a pretty big chunk of time set aside where you can actually talk with each other and talk with the specialists that we have that are going to be there. So you would miss that aspect, but yeah, it will be recorded.
Fantastic. Well, we are going to wrap up today's episode of Tourism Tuesday. And Julie, I got to tell you, typically when I'm doing these interviews, I'm taking notes of what I need to put in the show notes. And I always do a little star next to the stuff that's important. I am just now counting 7 stars of things I personally need to make sure that I know what's going on. So good job today with a lot of really good information.
Oh, thank you. And thanks for helping us get the word out.
We will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode of The Valley Today. Meet me back here a few minutes after noon, and I will have that ready to go for you.